Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. And any long-term listener of this program knows my interest and intrigue in sports business. And in fact, I think I'm a frustrated sports journalist, really, and do the business stuff because somehow I've been able to make a living doing it now for a long time. But I love talking about sports. And when I love talking about sports, I love to talk to my friend Chris Kidd, who's a regular contributor on The Price of Business, and his website is chriskidd.com. And recently, he and I got to cover the Texas Bowl, the AvoCare Texas Bowl, which I've been to many of those over the years, and I think this was probably the best one they've done yet. And loved the food, loved the layout. I found that the people were really responsive. And when I say the best one, I'm speaking from a logistics perspective and not the game so much. But the lineup was kind of a marquee lineup. On paper, it's one of the coolest lineups we've seen in a very long time. I mean, those are two major brands, Texas and University of Arkansas. So it was it was awesome overall.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. It's the first time I'd covered a game from the media perspective, and wasn't really sure what I was going to be in for. But it was. I enjoyed it, and like you said, the refreshments and all the goodies and stuff they had for us, and the way that they took care of us at the game and everything. That's pretty fantastic. The actual game itself, like you said, I mean, those guys, they used to be rivals. I expected a much closer game, a much bigger fight, and I wrote a little article on priceofbusiness.com that talks a little bit more about it. But, these guys, at first...
By the way, just for clarity, it was Texas and Arkansas. I don't think either one of us has mentioned who played. Yeah, so it's like a mystery. It's a game show. Okay, what were they talking about?
Figure out which one that was. I mean, there were a lot of bowl games like that, actually. A lot of surprises.
Yeah, there was. And so, and this I thought was a huge surprise. You look on paper, they had the exact same record going in, but it looked like it was, almost like minor league versus major league when you watched it. At no point did you get the impression that Texas could have a chance in this game, really. After the first period, it looked pretty depressing.
Yeah, they were totally dominated. I mean, it was, and I like Texas, but I mean, it was a total domination. And, at first I thought, well, maybe they just outclassed them. Maybe it's just a SEC thing, because that's what everybody says. So, but after the actual game, one of the things that really hit me was what the Texas coach said, that, these guys, you played like you practice. And these guys did not practice good. They just were going through the motions. They weren't prepared at all. And when that's what you do to prepare for a big bowl game, I mean, Arkansas, obviously, they prepared.
They wanted to win.
They looked like it.
They wanted to win.
And Texas, you could tell that either they were just way outclassed or, like the coach said, they just did not practice, and they showed up and played like crap the way that they practiced. So
I think it was probably a combination. I think, and I would add a third element, because, if you look at Arkansas's record, their second half was way stronger than the first half. And so it becomes an issue of timing. And they shut out two SEC teams in the second half of that season, two nationally ranked SEC teams. And so, everything comes down to timing, right? Especially in sports. And so maybe their timing had arrived as well.
Yeah, the timing's critical. You can have a team that, starts off, they get off to a great start, but, everybody knows it's how you finish. And there's teams that, all over from college to the NFL that, the ones that are peaking right now are the ones that are going to do the best at the end of the season.
Yep, absolutely. Make sure you check out priceofbusiness.com this morning. We'll have links to both Chris's article, which I thought was excellent, and a link to my article, which I did over at US Daily Review, which basically was lambasting the Big 12, and really the fact that it was kind of a requiem for the Big 12. But anyway, they may be going too far. But check them both out today at priceofbusiness.com. And I'm excited to say that we're going to have more of my friend Chris Kidd after this right here on The Price of Business.